Like most of the students are from commerce and economics and management portion. So many of the students will be working on the uh, data gathering, data collection. It means survey kind of research most of the students are into. So that's why I thought that this content will be helpful. Like some of the student might have already done with this, some of the students might have little bit knowledge, and some of the students might have no knowledge about these concepts. But I request everyone to be patient, to be calm, and just listen to the content. If you already know, it's better to have a revision. If you don't know, just focus on the things, try to understand, and try to work on the things. Okay. So before actually starting with the practical part, like already in the previous session itself, you might have understood that most of my content will be practical oriented, and mostly I focus on practical approach where how to do the things, right? The theoretical portion will be covered, like many of the researchers, many of the very known researchers are already taken the sessions in this pre-PhD course, so you are already been familiar with the several concept. But just in few minutes, I will start with the first portion, like how to design a questionnaire, which things you should avoid, right? Because designing a question is a very crucial part, and there should not be any kind of bias, or there should not be several questions those are based on similar platforms. For an example, like all the questions are in yes no format, all the questions are in like giving a four options, like, very good, good, bad, very bad, these kind of questions, or some questions like on the scale 1 to 10, right? Like when I have gone through the several pre-PhD vivas, we find that the designing of questionnaire is not been taken care of by the students, and later on they feel that this portion is completely irrelevant, or this question is not up to the mark that I wish to do. So better when you are designing the questionnaire, just remember two, three things, and then we'll proceed with the past. First thing is, don't be biased as a researcher. Like bias in the sense, uh, mm, many a times it happens that we don't want to be biased, but when we are asking the question, we automatically tend to be biased. For an example, we ask sometime question, do you like this product? How much do you like this product? It means what? It means always you are in a positive mode, ki whether you are liking it or not, right? So this is a sense of biasness, where the question itself suggests that you are biased towards the positive portion of that product. So either positive, either negative, but as a researcher you should be a neutral, and then only you will get a correct information from the respondent, right? So this is my one of the suggestions while designing the questionnaire. And again, questionnaire we should be completely relevant with your objectives. That is one of the session, like all the objectives should be covered in your questionnaire, that you should taken care of. And the last thing is, whenever you are collecting a data, make sure that whatever the respondent that you are selecting, like population and everything, you might know, like different like the statistical experts have already gone through these content and already informed you, already taught you regarding how to get the samples and everything. I won't go in that portion. But once you collect the data, normally today offline collection of data is like, normally people collect the data through online questionnaire and mostly through Google form, right? So many of the students have already been familiar with the Google form, and they will collect the data through, they have collected the data through Google form, right? So once you collect the data, I think Google form, everyone is really familiar with Google form, right? Anyone can give an answer?
Google form in what, which for with respect to Excel, sir?
Yeah, obviously with respect to Excel.
Yes, yes, sir.
Right. Like most of the students are being familiar with the Google form, so I won't go in that portion, right? If you won't be familiar, give a feedback to the coordinator. Accordingly, they will plan the sessions for you. But I think most of the students will be familiar with how to design a Google form for getting the input as a part of your questionnaire. Okay, and Google form can be circulated with the help of email or any other links also. So that is one of the way by which you will gather your data. Once you gather your data, our actual work will start. Because whatever the data that you gather, I will start with my PPT and then we'll go with the option. Okay. Okay, is this thing visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
okay,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
okay. So once you circulate your questionnaire to the respondent, then respondents fills that questionnaire as per his convenience, and then whatever the information that is being given by the respondent, what are the responses given by the respondent to you, uh, regarding your questionnaire, all the responses will be collected in a Excel sheet, right? All the information, right? Or many of the students might have circulated the hard copy of your questionnaire, then they will fill through Google form and then collect the data into Excel. So ultimately what happens to, uh, by using any of the mode, whatever the data that you collect ultimately comes to the Excel, right? That is very clear. Like whatever the data that you gather, ultimately it is going to be the collection in terms of Excel sheet only. So from here our work will start. Data analytics, again this is related with, some of the portion is related with artificial intelligence itself, but this is like a fundamental portion. Where like many of the student might have say, sir, we are using SPSS or several other tools that are readily available in the market for better, we can say, analysis of the collected data. But many a times it happens that whatever the research that we do, it may or may not require the bigger tools, like what I'm talking about, like SPSS or any other tools. If you are having that tool, you are familiar with that tool, you can go, you can use, no issue with that. But as a very simple, basically a researcher like me, I feel that many a times Excel is also a very powerful tool to perform the data analytics part. Because many a times we, what happens is we won't use the Excel to its full potential, and that's why we don't know how these features are there in Excel. And rather than putting the content in a very bulky application, and moving around here and there for the licensing and everything about these bigger tools, we can take the help of Excel itself, so that that will be more easier to work with, and that will be available readily with each and every researcher at their desktop or laptop. And that's why I feel that I should have a session on this data analytics using Excel. So, again, I will have a comment on here. Like, you, if you are using a SPSS or any other tool, then also it is very fine. If you are comfortable with, then no issue. But what happens is, like what happens with me is also, rather than putting everything in SPSS and again getting a licensing and everything of SPSS is quite difficult. What I feel, I may be wrong, but what I feel, that's why I shifted towards using Excel. And I thought ki Excel also do many of the things to me that will fulfill the requirements of my research, and that's why I shifted to Excel. So once we get our data into the Excel, important part is whatever the respondent gives you, like first thing is, all information will not be correct. This is very sure, because respondent may be in a mood to give the correct data or not. Respondent may be in a, maybe or may not be in a mood to give the correct information, complete information, unbiased information, right? We don't know. We don't know what type of information is filled by the respondent in our Google form, right? And then only problem starts, because whatever the data that respondent is giving to us, we are supposed to have a faith on that data, because on based on that data only we are going to perform our complete analysis, our result, our findings, our analysis. This everything is based on the data only, right? And that's why the data is very crucial for our PhD work, our research work. And that's why having a data that is being given by the user as it is will be the completely blunder mistake. Because it happens ki whatever the data given by the user may not be in a correct format for processing for an application. Students will go with the same data, they will generate graphs, they will put the analysis, they will use lots of tests and generate the result, but their result may not be correct. That you should be care of, because whatever the data that you are gathered, it is not 100% correct in nature. Correct in the sense ambiguity, corrections, that the format of the data, the nature of the data, the correctness of the data, completeness of the data, these factors will not be checked, then it becomes blunder. But we are not going to do that part. We are going to check whatever the data that we have gathered through the simple process called as data analytics. And in that, we are going to perform three activities. First, data cleaning, data analysis, and at the last, data visualization. So in today's session, we are going to focus on part number one, that is data cleaning. What is this data cleaning is all about, and how to perform the data cleaning in terms of Excel only, obviously. So data cleaning is what? Data cleaning is nothing but some step-by-step process that you are supposed to perform before actually performing any type of analysis on the data. Like, first thing, you are supposed to very sure about the problem statement. Problem statement everyone is aware about, like you are doing a research, so obviously you have already defined your problem statement, what is your purpose of doing this research and what is your expectation from the research, right? Either you want to prove something, either you want to disprove something, either you want to analyze the impact, either you want to identify the we can say that the direction of the particular drug, or direction of the particular product, or the anything. And as per your area, you want to decide something, right? Everything is known, everything is defined in your objectives. So this thing you should be very clear before analyzing. Okay, so these are some theoretical portion actually. Then performing the primary preliminary analysis, fixing misspellings, removing duplicate, checking for bias. This thing I already told you. Okay, whenever you are asking the question, you should not be very biased in nature, or like many a times you are not you don't want to be biased, but unintentionally it become bias, because when you are asking the question, you are not very sure what you are supposed to be asked, and that's why it becomes bias in nature. So data cleaning is important in a way. Whatever the data that you have been collected, that data is in inappropriate formats many a time. For an example, you are collecting 100 samples. Out of those 100 samples, it may be like 40% respondent has given very accurate, very correct, and 100% information in correct format. Format is also very important, that we are going to learn in further part. Yeah, but many of the time, like 40 to 60% respondent won't give complete information, either incorrect information, either inappropriate information, incorrectly formatted information. So these problems you are supposed to face when you get your data, right? And that time only you are supposed to perform this data cleaning process. So after data cleaning only, you are going to go for data analysis. So how to perform the data cleaning? So that those portions we are going to uh, learn for uh, data cleaning. So I will directly shift with the practical portion now. Ki what is this data cleaning is all about, and what are the different small functions or the methods those are been available in our Excel sheet for performing the process of data cleaning. Okay, so I will have one of the samples where how it look like when you get a data. Take me one of the file where I'm having a raw data with me. Okay. Check. Okay, fine. This is a little bit processed data, but I will tell you. So whenever you get information through Google form, you will generate an Excel sheet, right? At this, इथपर्यंत सगळ्यांना माहिती आहे तुम्हाला. But when you generate an Excel sheet, your Excel sheet will look like this. It will have n number of data. Like if you have gathered 400, 500 samples, or whatever the number of samples that you have gathered, your data will look like this, with lots and lots of columns, lots and lots of rows, and different kinds of data, either like yes no kind of data, either like in figures the data, or like designation, or by like whatever the options that you are provided to use, effective, less effective, highly effective, right? So most of the time your Excel sheet will look like this. This is bit of the processed Excel sheet. I will show you the unprocessed Excel sheet also, but your Excel sheet will look like this, right? Whenever you get the data from the user. So we'll directly jump with our actual portion. For an example, when you have gathered the information from the user relevant with your thesis, and you have generated the Excel sheet, your Excel sheet may look like this. I have taken a sample. Okay, this is one of the sample thing. Your data will be vast. This is a very sample Excel sheet with only 33 records, so that you can easily understand how you can perform the data cleaning process through Excel. That's why I have taken a very small data set. But I know when you are doing your PhD work, your data will not be limited with this. But once you know the technique, you can apply that technique on bigger data set also. So your data will look like this. Check this data. Here there are hash. Here is also hash. Here also information is not properly shown. Everything is like spacing is not correct. Here is spacing is not correct. Sometimes you are having blank data. See, this is the blank data. User has not filled that data. Because user has not filled this information, this calculation is not going to work for you. And like several others, like check this field. Like user has given information like this, like comma, and then in bracket he has entered the name of a company or anything, right? Or for this data department he has put department name underscore the name of city, right? So it means what? By using, or check this contact data. Here someone has given spaces, someone has entered small caps, capital, again multiple spaces are given, unnecessary spaces are given, either at the end, either at the beginning, either in the middle portion of your data. So your data is completely raw in nature. This is called as raw data. In terms of computer application, we'll call this data as a raw. And this raw data is not really helpful for you in terms of processing or analyzing the content, because based on this data you will get graphs, you will get anything, but it may not be correct, because your data is partially incorrect in nature. And that's why data cleaning is highly crucial in terms of the analysis. Before analysis, your data should be completely cleaned, completely, we can say, in a well formatted data. Then only you are supposed to fire your analysis portion. So how to clean this data, that we're supposed to learn today. Okay. So this is your Excel sheet. First, we'll go with this portion. Okay. I know these are very basic or simple things, but as I have already given a disclaimer, like many of the students might be aware, some of the students might not aware, or many of the students are completely unaware. So I'm targeting the students who are completely unaware in nature, and accordingly, I'm going to teach you. So check this. This is a date, right? This is a date. It has been hidden many a times. What happens, you will get a data, but it is completely different in nature. I will tell you another example. Check this. Order ID 2E plus 11. It is not expected to be in this format, obviously. How to convert this in actual format, like this? Order ID, it's a bigger number, like 10-digit number or 12-digit number. Many times it happens you accept something from user in terms of this 10 or 20 or 12-digit number, and your Excel sheet will show you data like this. So how to convert this data? Just click on this, say format cells. You will get general, number, lots of options. Say number. If you want to have a decimal or information after decimal, you should put 2. Otherwise, you can say 0 and say OK. Check this. Your order ID, now it is completely in a processed format. So you can process this information for uniqueness of the data. Just you need to select the column, whatever the column that you want to format, and accordingly, whether you want to format like a number, you want to format like a date, or you might have a custom formatting also, right? So these are very small, you can say, the options, those are available in Excel, and these are very helpful because many times it happens there is a rupee symbol is there, sometimes repo symbol is not entered by the user, so it is very difficult to format the data by manipulating the data, rather than using the word manipulating, like clicking on individual cell and then correcting the data. It is quite difficult because your data is vast in numbers. So at that time, this option is really helpful. So you can check all these options. I will just give one. I already given one option how to use that, but there are several other options also regarding, like you are asking some date from the user when you have purchased that product. Sometimes user, like if you are not really formatted the questionnaire properly, at that time user may enter year first, some may enter date first, some may enter month and year only. So at that time it is very difficult to manage the data in a single format. So you can use this options, format cells. ठीक आहे. सो दिस इज व्हेरी व्हेरी सिम्पल, बेसिक आहे, सगळ्यांना येईल, ते काही अडचण नाही, किंवा खूप लोकांना ही माहिती असेल, हे खूप सोपं आहे. ठीक आहे. सो दिस इज व्हेरी फंडामेंटल क्लिनिंग प्रोसेस. दिस इज व्हेरी फंडामेंटल बिगिनर लेवल क्लिनिंग प्रोसेस. ओके. अगेन we go with our portion. ठीक है. Like here also lots of data is not visible. Lots of data is not visible. So what we do, we'll say control plus A, and there is option called as format. First you need to select sheet, say format, then there are option called as add to fit row height, and there is option called as add to fit column width. First I will click row height. So you may see the differences here. Check, unnecessary spaces are being automatically deleted. Say add to fit column width automatically. Whatever the text entered by the user, now that complete text is visible to me, right? This is first thing, because whatever the information entered by the user, that should be visible in nature, that should be visible to you in properly in each and every column. Whatever the information entered by the user, it should be visible. So just you need to select all your data, click on format. There is option called as auto fit row height, and there is option called as auto fit column width. Just click these options. Automatically you can view this complete data in one sec. Okay, sorry for the disturbance. So this is very fundamental option that you can explore. Key, first format your data. You should you should have a view of your data, complete view of your data, so that you can understand key where the things are going wrong. This first you are supposed to check all your data, key whether all dates are correctly entered, whether all this name of the client is properly entered, what are the problems, because before actually cleaning the data you should identify the problems. What are the problems in my data, where my data is not in correct format either, or like here the user has not given the payment option, here user had not given you the figure, here there is some incorrect calculations, right? Here data is combined, here data is not properly spaced. So these things will be automatically visualized by you once you format your data. So first thing you're supposed to do is format your data. This, ठीक आहे? एवढं कळतंय सगळ्यांना? मध्ये मध्ये फक्त मला येस नो म्हणत चला, म्हणजे तुम्ही माझ्याकडेच लक्ष देता असं मला वाटेल.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir. Yes,
I know
sir.
it's very, I know it's quite difficult to give attention to all 4 lectures throughout the day. But obviously, many a times it happens. It's a learning process. You are supposed to be attentive and try to capture as many as things that will be helpful for your research. Okay, so I will proceed with the next part. So once you've done your formatting, next part that we are going to do is, okay, what we do is, okay, we do this find and replace all portion. Check this portion. What is wrong here? The content wrong here is I don't want this information that is given by the user in this bracket.
हेलो
Yes.
हाँ बोलिए ना
I request again to the all the participants, please mute yourself because disturbing the speaker is not going to help you out. Right? So okay, we are at processing of this column. Check this column. User, what information that we got from user? User has given the name of the client and again in bracket the name of particular organization or something. But this information is not going to help me out. What I want is I want only the name of client. I want only the name of client. I don't want this bracket wala concept. हे bracket मधलं जे आहे ते मला नकोय. But then what is the option with you? एक एक सेल प्रोसेस करा, त्याला डिलीट करा. पण किती डिलीट? If you're having 500 records, is this possible to manually work with this thing? Obviously not. It is a very time consuming process because removing this bracket is going to be hectic task for you because you are having a huge amount of data. Then what is the option? What is the option with you? There is a very simple, very fundamental option available in Excel. Just select the column where you want to perform this operation, and there is option called as find and replace. Many times you have used this option, right? सगळ्यांनी वापरला असेल हे ऑप्शन खूप वेळेस. फक्त आपण थोड्या वेगळ्या पद्धतीने याला वापरण्याचा प्रयत्न करू. Click replace. Okay, once select first, you're supposed to select the column, then select find and replace. You will get an option called as replace and find. What you are supposed to find here, because if you are writing a bracket and a particular name, again it is going to consume your time. Some may say कि sir इथे लिहा XNAS colon AMZN, but here information is different. Here information is different. Some bracket will have only 4 characters. Some bracket we are having 7 characters. Some bracket are having 10 characters, right? The number of characters differs. The data is also differing. So replacing individual item is also not going to help you. This will also consume your time, right? So rather than that, there is option like put a bracket because we want to remove the bracket, and then place the star, then again close your bracket. Okay, so opening a bracket, then star, and then closing a bracket. What it represent? It represent whatever or any number of character that comes between opening of the bracket and closing of the bracket, that should be removed from this cell only, this column only, right? So what I'm going to do is, that's why I place 1 star only. ठीक है, ऐसे whether you are having 9 character data, 5 character data, it doesn't matter. Just open the bracket, then star, then close the bracket, and we are going to replace this complete portion with a space. Obviously we are not going to type anything here. Just enter a space. Just give a space. Okay, first in find what portion you're supposed to give brackets, and within bracket give star. Star represent any character, anything. Then in the second portion, replace with just enter a space. And then we see whether it works or not. Okay, it is not going to work. Check replace all done. We made 31 replacements. And check this column. Check this column. Check this complete column. Before processing, there are brackets and lots of information in this data. Okay, participants are not. So, like all done, we made 31 replacement. It means 31 changes we have done. And check your data. Check your data. previously it is having brackets. Check this. Previously it is having a brackets, but now we don't have brackets. We are having a clean data. Just very simple option. सोपं आहे, पण आपण वापरलं नसेल कधी. बरोबर आहे, मी पण नव्हतो वापरलं. But when we start searching, when we are in a need, then only we search it. So just find and replace. Say replace, place bracket in the second portion space, and say replace all. Automatically your complete data will be clean. It doesn't matter whether data is of 30 cells or 300 cells or 3000 cells. It doesn't matter. Whatever the data that you select, all data will be replaced. This is one of the requirement. This might be one of your requirement, right? हे करते second option. First, formatting. Second, how to replace a particular thing. Okay, replace is very important option actually. Yeah? Replace is really an important option. Again, I will tell you one of the okay. Check this. In this data, user has entered the address, but this address, like this address is also there, but this is a complete correct address. Continuously address has been given. Here, user has given the address, but in multiple lines. Here also user has unnecessary enter when they are entering your Google Forms, right? असं केलेलं आहे त्यांनी खूप साऱ्या वेळेस. This is not going to help me. This is not going to help me because data is not uniform in nature. Data is not uniform in nature, right? So again, what we do is select this. What we are going to solve here, we are going to solve this problem. We are going to make our data like this. This is our problem. The data is in multiple lines. Select. Again, find and replace. Sometimes it works, otherwise it may not work. Actually, space Control J. You're supposed to place Control J and replace. Say all done. We made 13 replacement. So now your data. Check this. Data is continuous in nature. Data is continuous in nature. Previously, it was data spread across multiple lines. It is not because of the width of column. Some may say कि sir width of column की वजह से ऐसा दिख रहा है. वैसा नहीं है. User ने spaces दिए unnecessary. That's why that data is shown like that. Okay. So how to do that? You are supposed to again go to find and replace. In find what? You are supposed to press Control plus J. Remember that. You are supposed to place in click find and what and press on your keyboard Control plus J. Remember that. Control plus J. Or you can note down somewhere. Control plus J. And in replace with, you don't have to enter anything. And just say replace all. Automatically, the complete data that is spread across multiple lines will be corrected in a single line. Okay. This is again a very small option. Again, one of my problem is unnecessary lines. Right? How to solve that problem? Unnecessary lines. आप बोलेंगे सर ऐसा करो, यहाँ पे राइट बटन क्लिक करके डिलीट कर दो, हो जाएगा प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व. हो जाएगा, लेकिन ये प्रॉब्लम होगा ऐसा आप करेंगे जब आपके पास इंफॉर्मेशन छोटा है. यू आर हैविंग वेरी स्मॉल इंफॉर्मेशन. बट अगर आपके पास इंफॉर्मेशन, फॉर एग्जाम्पल यू आर हैविंग 1000 रिकॉर्ड्स and in between that file there are several blank rows. आप क्या करेंगे? एक फॉर्मेट करेंगे क्या? एक डिलीट करेंगे क्या? Obviously not. You are not going to do that. Then how to do it? By shortcut method. Just see Control A. You're supposed to select. There is option called as filter. Say filter. Once you say filter, automatically filter option सबको पता होगा, but still नहीं पता होगा तो I will elaborate on filter option also. कि कैसे करना है आपको? पहले करिए कंट्रोल ए, यू विल सेलेक्ट योर डेटा, देन से क्लिक फिल्टर. ऑटोमेटिक वंस यू से फिल्टर, यू विल गेट दीज टाइप ऑफ फिल्टर्स. ऐसे फिल्टर्स मिलेंगे आपको यहाँ पे. ठीक है, दीज फिल्टर्स आर रियली हेल्पफुल, रियली रियली हेल्पफुल. अभी कैसे हेल्पफुल है आपको बोलता हूँ. ठीक है, फॉर एन एग्जाम्पल, first we solve this problem, then I will elaborate on filter. This is our problem, we need to delete these cells, right? This is our problem. Say कहीं पे भी क्लिक करिए, कहीं पे भी, यहाँ पे क्लिक करेंगे, चेक दिस. ऐसा है. सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट यहाँ पे देखिए आखिरी में आ रहा है ब्लैंक्स. ब्लैंक्स आ रहा है. पहले हम करेंगे इसको अनसेलेक्ट, सभी को अनसेलेक्ट करेंगे, फिर करेंगे ब्लैंक को सेलेक्ट एंड से ओके. क्या दिख रहा है अभी? सिर्फ ब्लैंक वाला, ये मैंने सेलेक्ट नहीं किया था इसलिए नहीं आ रहा है. ठीक है, ब्लैंक वाला आ रहा है. ठीक है, अभी ब्लैंक वाले जितने भी रो होंगे आपके, 10 होंगे, 5 होंगे, 100 होंगे, सभी आएंगे. सब क्या करेंगे? सिर्फ इसको सेलेक्ट करिए. ठीक है, देन अगेन सेलेक्ट ऑल. ओके, फाइन. है अभी डेटा यहाँ पे ब्लैंक रोज है? नहीं है. कुछ भी नहीं किया हमने, बहुत सिंपल सा ऑप्शन एक्सप्लोर किया है. जस्ट क्लिक ऑन दिस अनसेलेक्ट ऑल and there is option at the end that is called as blanks. उस पर क्लिक करिए. Automatically whatever the blank rows are there, that will be shown to you and accordingly you can process. ठीक है, क्लियर है? अभी थोड़ा एक 10-5 मिनट, आई विल टेक 5 minutes फॉर explaining this concept of filters. I know filters are very commonly used concept, but still I thought this concept is also helpful for you. In terms of visualization, this concept is really helpful. For an example, we are having a filter here. Okay, for example, we are having a filter where one question is asked to the user and that question is having 5 options and user has selected different options, but I want to view only the users who have selected this option, 25% of the project. I will unselect all and then select this only. Check this, all the records with this particular field, all the record with this particular field. So this is going to help you. So you can place this kind of filters, you can clear. Okay, once you want data, if you are not very sure, then क्या करेंगे आप लोग? सिंपल करिए, आपको जो ओरिजिनल फाइल होगा एक्सेल का, उसका एक कॉपी बनाइए और उस पर प्रैक्टिस करिए. सो दैट अगर कुछ इनकरेक्ट भी होता है, रॉन्ग भी होता है ना, तो आपका ओरिजिनल जो कॉपी है आपको बचा रहेगा. सो दिस इज वेरी सिंपल फिल्टर ऑप्शन. फिल्टर के साथ साथ यू कैन हैव दिस सॉर्टिंग आल्सो. मेनी टाइम्स यू नीड दिस काइंड ऑफ कॉन्सेप्ट, सॉर्ट. फॉर एन एग्जांपल हियर, sort A to Z. Check this, automatically my data has been A to Z sorted as per this column. As per this column, company ने मेरा data sort हो गया. I know these are very basic options, but I know these are also very useful. तो इस तरीके से आप क्या कर सकते हैं? डेटा को फिल्टर कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, तो ये वाला प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो गया हमारा. अगेन विल गो विथ आवर बैक टू आवर ओरिजिनल एक्सेल. कहाँ पे गया अपना? ये वाला, सॉरी, ये वाला. ठीक है, ये वाला प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो गया हमारा. अननेसेसरी ब्लैंक स्पेस आते हैं, वो वाला भी सॉल्व हो गया. ठीक है, अभी चलते हैं ये वाले प्रॉब्लम के पास. अभी इसमें क्या प्रॉब्लम है? इसमें प्रॉब्लम जैसे मैंने बोला है, बिल स्मिथ, TH कैपिटल लिखा है वहां पे, अननेसेसरी स्पेस दिया है इनिशियल में, यहाँ पे अननेसेसरी बीच में स्पेस दिया है, यहाँ पे अननेसेसरी पूरा कैप्स है, यहाँ पे अननेसेसरी अगेन स्मॉल कैप्स का कॉम्बिनेशन है. सो इफ यू आर गोइंग टू मैन्युअली फॉर्मेट दिस कंटेंट, इट इज हाईली इम्पॉसिबल इन नेचर. आपको हर एक चीज एक एक करना पड़ेगा, राइट? सो फॉर दैट again we are having very simple options with us. Okay, I will make another row, sorry, column. Okay, एक एक फंक्शन बताऊंगा. सबसे पहले हम क्या करते हैं, विल यूज अ फंक्शन कॉल्ड एज इक्वल टू. देखिए एक्सेल में सबको पता है, वॉट एवर द फंक्शंस यू आर सपोज टू राइट, यू नीड टू राइट इक्वल. इक्वल, you need to write proper. There is a function called as proper, PROPER. Automatically it is going to pop up proper. क्या proper करना है आपको? Proper, then text. Which text you are supposed to make proper? ये वाला, it means D. डी कौन सा 3, either you can directly click D3 or type D3. Fine. Proper into the bracket whatever the cell that you want to format. D3. Press enter. Check the difference. एक प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हुआ है यहाँ पे. ITH वाला ऑटोमेटिकली अच्छा हो गया, प्रॉपर हो गया वो, राइट. बट ये इनिशियल वाला स्पेस हुआ है क्या? नहीं हुआ है. ठीक है, पहले एक एक सॉल्व करेंगे. एंड देन जस्ट क्लिक हियर, एरो एट स्मॉल प्लस वाला साइन आ जाएगा, ड्रैग करिए इसको. ठीक है, तो जो कैपिटल स्मॉल वाला जो है, देखिए कैपिटल स्मॉल वाला करेक्ट हो गया. फॉर्मेटिंग देखिए, चेक दिस, कंपेयर दिस टू कॉलम्स, यू विल गेट अ डिफरेंस. कंपेयर दिस टू, यहाँ पे देखिए चेंज हुआ, यहाँ पे देखिए करेक्ट हुआ, हियर ऑल्सो, हियर ऑल्सो. सो अकॉर्डिंगली दिस प्रॉपर फंक्शन, इंपॉर्टेंट इज प्रॉपर फंक्शन का नाम है प्रॉपर, PROPER एंड द सेल. ठीक है, और योर रिक्वायरमेंट इज लाइक मुझे प्रॉपर नहीं करना है, मुझे थोड़ा अलग करना है. मुझे करना है ऑल आई नीड इज माई कंप्लीट डेटा शुड बी इन लोअर केस ओनली, दैट इज माई रिक्वायरमेंट. तो लिखेंगे आप लोअर इनटू द ब्रैकेट अगेन D3, सॉरी D3 ब्रैकेट क्लोज. चेक दिस, लोअर, ऑल डेटा इन लोअर. प्रॉपर करेंगे तो प्रॉपर आ जाएगा, सिर्फ लोअर करेंगे तो सब कुछ लोअर दिखेगा. देखिए अभी ऑल डेटा इन लोअर केस, इफ यू दिस इज योर रिक्वायरमेंट, ऑब्वियसली अगर ऐसा रिक्वायरमेंट होगा तो ही ऐसा करिए, अदरवाइज ऐसा मत करिए. या फिर आपका रिक्वायरमेंट है पूरा मुझे कैपिटल चाहिए सर, से अपर, फंक्शन का नाम देखिए UPPER, अपर. अगर लोअर करना है तो लोअर यूज करिए, अपर करना है तो अपर यूज करिए और ड्रैग करिए. ठीक है, ऑल डेटा इन कैपिटल. ठीक है, तो ये है कुछ फंक्शंस, लेकिन ये फंक्शन से ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है, सॉरी, ये वाला हमने यूज किया था प्रॉपर, प्रॉपर D3. ठीक है, प्रॉपर D3, इससे एक प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व. लेकिन इंपॉर्टेंट प्रॉब्लम है ये स्पेसिंग वाला, अननेसेसरी स्पेसिंग वाला ये जो प्रॉब्लम है, इसको कैसे सॉल्व करेंगे? तो इसको सॉल्व करेंगे यहाँ पे. तो फर्स्ट आई विल शो विदाउट प्रॉपर. ठीक है, पहले तो थोड़ा कंफ्यूजन कम होगा. हम करेंगे ट्रिम, फंक्शन का नाम है ट्रिम, TRIM, ट्रिम. ट्रिम दिस सेल, ब्रैकेट क्लोज. फंक्शन लिखना है हमेशा ब्रैकेट ओपन, ब्रैकेट क्लोज करना ही पड़ेगा आपको, अदरवाइज एरर देगा. ट्रिम, अभी देखिए ट्रिम से क्या हुआ, माई स्पेस इज डिलीटेड ऑटोमेटिकली, स्पेस इज डिलीटेड. ड्रैग करेंगे, चेक, पहले वाला स्पेस, बीच वाला स्पेस, अननेसेसरी स्पेस, सिंपल वर्ड में unnecessary spacing will be automatically deleted and this is going to help you for processing, better processing. ठीक है, तो फंक्शन का नाम है ट्रिम, याद रखिए फंक्शन का नाम है ट्रिम. लेकिन मुझे दोनों काम करने हैं, मुझे ये स्मॉल कैपिटल वाला भी करना है और ये ट्रिम वाला भी करना है. तो क्या करेंगे, सिर्फ ट्रिम के अंदर लिखेंगे प्रॉपर, ट्रिम के अंदर लिखेंगे प्रॉपर. ठीक है, प्रॉपर ट्रिम, ट्रिम के अंदर प्रॉपर और D3, इंटर प्रेस करिए. अभी देखिए बिल स्मिथ, TH भी हो गया स्मॉल, प्रॉपर हो गया. ठीक है, चेक डेटा, वेल फॉर्मेटेड, नो स्पेसिंग, नो कैपिटल स्मॉल इशू, everything is solved. Just you need to use function called as trim and function called as proper, trim and proper. ठीक है, आ रहा है कॉन्सेप्ट ध्यान में? एक एक पढ़ेंगे, आप याद रखिए ये चीज, या इधर आप यहाँ पे लिख के रखिए. देखिए एक्सेल विल हैव लॉट्स एंड लॉट्स ऑफ फंक्शंस, हर एक फंक्शन हम याद नहीं रख सकते, लेकिन कुछ फंक्शन है जो उसको सिर्फ नोट डाउन करके बाजू में रखिए. एंड व्हेन यू आर इन नीड ऑफ दैट फंक्शन यू कैन हैव अ गूगल, यू विल गेट अ फॉर्मेट. जरूरी नहीं कि मैं पढ़ाऊंगा और आपको पूरे याद आ जाएगा, ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है। जस्ट रिमेंबर द नेम ऑफ फंक्शन कि इससे ये काम हो सकता है। ओके, ठीक है। तो ये प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो गया हमारा। चलिए, आप बोलेंगे सर ये सॉल्व हो गया, इसको डिलीट कर दीजिए अभी। ये देखिए, इसको डिलीट किया, क्या हुआ? रेफ 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 रेफ, क्यों? बिकॉज आई हैव गिवन अ रेफरेंस, ये D3 यहाँ का रेफरेंस है, और ओरिजिनल डेटा डिलीट कर दिया तो ये काम नहीं करेगा। तो क्या करेंगे आप? सिंपल करिए इसको, से कॉपी, ओके, से कॉपी, अगेन क्लिक ऑन द सेम कॉलम एंड से डायरेक्टली, डोंट से पेस्ट, डायरेक्ट कंट्रोल भी मत करिए, से वैल्यूज, देर इज ऑप्शन, पेस्ट स्पेशल में ऑप्शन है वैल्यूज, से वैल्यूज एंड देन डिलीट, चेक, फाइन। अभी रेफरेंस वाला एरर नहीं देगा, क्यों नहीं देगा? क्योंकि हमने उसका रेफरेंस हटा दिया है, अभी सिर्फ वैल्यूज लिए है। ठीक है, ये अगेन एक सिंपल, पेस्ट स्पेशल भी बहुत अच्छा ऑप्शन है, पेस्ट स्पेशल, वो ये भी याद रखिए आप लोग। चलिए, अभी थोड़ा नेक्स्ट वाला प्रॉब्लम हम सॉल्व करने की कोशिश करते हैं। दिस इज माई प्रॉब्लम, ये देखिए, व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम हियर? प्रॉब्लम इज, check this problem. There is some name underscore name of a city. Again, every field have some name and underscore city. But I want this underscore के आगे वाला portion जो है, that is city. I want to process it separately. मुझे city नाम का एक अलग से कॉलम चाहिए. I want like this city. टेक्सास, न्यूयॉर्क, इस तरीके से चाहिए मुझे city. ठीक है, इस तरीके से अलग अलग चाहिए. I don't want combine. मैन्युअली करेंगे, ऑब्वियसली इट इज गोइंग टू बी हेक्टिक टास्क। मे बी ऐसा हो सकता है, यहाँ पे कॉमा हो सकता है, यहाँ पे स्पेस हो सकता है, यहाँ पे कोई पर्टिकुलर वर्ड हो सकता है, कुछ भी हो सकता है ना, कुछ भी हो सकता है। दैट इज कंबाइनिंग दीज टू थिंग्स, दैट इज कंबाइनिंग दीज टू थिंग्स। कॉम्बिनेशन वाला ऑपरेटर कौन सा भी हो सकता है, जहां जैसे यहाँ पे अंडरस्कोर आया है, कहीं पे स्पेस आ सकता है, समटाइम इट इज कॉमा, समटाइम इट इज डबल कोट, एनीथिंग, कुछ भी आ सकता है। तो आप किसी को भी प्रोसेस कर सकते हैं। कैसे करना है? जस्ट प्लेस अ न्यू कॉलम, जैसे मैंने अभी किया है, इसको सेलेक्ट करिए। ठीक है, ये ऊपर वाला हाइड हो जाता है। सेलेक्ट, there is option called as data. Select your column and there is option in your Excel called as data. Data is very important for our research purpose. This data field वाला बहुत ही important है। ठीक है, क्लिक ऑन डेटा, थोड़ा स्पीड बढ़ाएंगे, हम बहुत स्लो चल रहा है हमारा। ठीक है, डेटा, क्योंकि बहुत सारा पोर्शन बाकी है। से यहाँ पे देखिए ऑप्शन दिख रहा है, टेक्स्ट टू कॉलम्स, टेक्स्ट टू कॉलम्स, क्लिक करेंगे टेक्स्ट टू कॉलम पे, देर इज ऑप्शन कॉल्ड एज डिलिमिटेड। देखिए फिर से बताता हूं मैं आपको, डेटा, टेक्स्ट टू कॉलम्स, पहले सेलेक्ट करिए कॉलम को, टेक्स्ट टू कॉलम्स से डिलिमिटेड, से नेक्स्ट, यू विल हैव लॉट्स ऑफ ऑप्शंस हियर, हाउ टू सेग्रीगेट योर डेटा। ठीक है, सो आई वांट टू सेग्रीगेट माय डेटा विद अंडरस्कोर, राइट? सो आई विल से ऑदर, और यहां पे आई विल प्लेस अंडरस्कोर। वंस आई प्लेस अंडरस्कोर, चेक हियर, ऑटोमेटिकली, ऑटोमेटिकली क्या हुआ यहाँ पे? देयर इज अ चेंज, देयर इज अ चेंज, राइट? इफ यू वांट टू सेग्रीगेट बाय सेमीकोलन, चेक सेमीकोलन, कॉमा से करना है कॉमा से दीजिए, स्पेस से करना है स्पेस से दीजिए, लेकिन मुझे किससे करना है? मुझे करना है अंडरस्कोर से, दैट्स व्हाई आई हैव क्लिक्ड अदर। ओके, एज पर योर नीड यू हैव टू यूज दिस ऑप्शन, ओके, and then say next, and then say finish. Okay, it is, you are supposed to give the new cell, you are supposed to give the new cell, next, next, ठीक है, रिप्लेस करना है तो रिप्लेस हो जाएगा, चेक दिस। What is our previous data? This is our data, department name underscore city name, and now our data is like this, city, check complete data, कितने भी रो होने दो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, ऑटोमेटिकली इट इज बीन सेपरेटेड बाय सिटी। सिंपल है, सिंपल ऑप्शन है। सेलेक्ट करिए से डेटा से टेक्स्ट टू कॉलम एंड ऑटोमेटिकली यू कैन सेग्रीगेट योर डेटा। आ रहा है समझ में? सिंपल ऑप्शन है, दैट इज, इसको बोलते हैं डीलिमिट। दिस ऑप्शन इज कॉल्ड एज डीलिमिट ऑप्शन। So delimit can be used as per your need, as per your need. If you want to separate by comma, again I will give a very useful example. Okay, many a time this problem happens. That's why I will take this example. Check this. Check this. देखिए, what is the problem here? User ने क्या किया है? Name में मिस्टेक किया है, सेपरेटेड बाय कॉमा एंड देन मिस्टर मिसेस वाला बाद में आया है और उसका सरनेम पहले आ रहा है, राइट? ओनली बिकॉज इनपुट इनकरेक्ट दिया या फिर जो आपने फील्ड बनाया था वो इनकरेक्ट बनाया था, and this problem is occurring. How to solve this problem? Just select, say data, say text to column. Okay, first I will insert a row here. Okay, select text to column, say next. Then here I want to segregate my data by with the help of semicolon. That's why I will select semicolon now, because there is no underscore to separate, there is a semicolon to separate. I will say semicolon, say next. Sorry, it is not semicolon, it is comma. Okay, comma, check here automatically. Next, check this data, check this data. This is surname, this is name, मिस्टर मिसेस से शुरू हो रहा है. इफ योर रिक्वायरमेंट कि हाँ सर मुझे सरनेम और उसके साथ कंटिन्यूअस ने आगे नेम इसके ये चाहिए, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल मिस्टर ओविस हैरिस ब्राउडन ऐसा चाहिए, इसको कनेक्ट करना है तो कनेक्ट भी कर सकते हैं, ऐसा नहीं कि सेग्रीगेट ही कर सकते, कनेक्ट भी कर सकते. देयर इज ऑप्शन कॉल्ड एज कॉनकैट, देयर इज ऑप्शन कॉल्ड एज कॉनकैट, यू कैन यूज द ऑप्शन कॉनकैट. एक सिंपल, एक मिनट में आपको दिखाता हूँ कॉनकैट. कॉनकैट, okay, check this. There is option called as Jones and binder, Jones and binder. There are two values in two different columns, but I want to have a combination of this. मुझे combine करना है, ठीक है, combine करना है, स्पेस से भी combine कर सकते हैं, लेकिन मैंने simple combine किया. You are supposed to use the function called as concatenate. Remember the name of function called as concatenate. And what, in which sequence you need to concat? फॉर एन एग्जाम्पल, पहले मुझे चाहिए C7, यानी ये वाला चाहिए, पहले मुझे जॉन चाहिए तो C7 पहले लिखा है, बाद में मुझे चाहिए ये वाला तो D7 बाद में लिखा है. अगर आपको जरूर नहीं है कि पहले ये वाला चाहिए बाद में ये वाला, आप जो पहले चाहिए वो पहले लिखिए और जो बाद में चाहिए वो बाद में लिखिए एंड से इंटर, ऑटोमेटिकली यू विल गेट रिस्पॉन्स लाइक दिस. दिस इज योर कॉन्केटिनेटेड डेटा. ठीक है, इसमें स्पेस भी डाल सकते हैं, बहुत सारे ऑप्शन है, वो अभी नहीं बताता हूँ, अभी आगे चलते हैं थोड़ा. ठीक है, सो सॉल्व दिस प्रॉब्लम बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, इसीलिए थोड़ा ज्यादा टाइम दिया मैंने यहाँ पे. ओके, वेयर इज आवर डेटा, दिस वन. क्लियर? ठीक है, सिटी इज सेग्रीगेटेड. वन मोर प्रॉब्लम ऑकर्स, यूजर में फील योर डेटा मल्टीपल टाइम्स. ऐसा हो सकता है बहुत बार, एक ही यूजर क्या करता है, बार बार वही डेटा फिल करता है, उसको लगता है पहला डेटा सबमिट नहीं हुआ है या कुछ गलत हुआ है, ऐसा लगता है उसको. ऐसा होता है बहुत बार कि एक्चुअल डेटा समझो आपको दिखा रहा है 410 सैंपल्स, लेकिन 400 लोगों ने डेटा फिल किया है, 10 सैंपल्स मेरे क्या है, एक्स्ट्रा है, रिडंडेंट है. रिडंडेंट यानी सेम इंफॉर्मेशन इज इंटर्ड बाय द यूजर मल्टीपल टाइम्स. हाउ टू रिमूव दैट रिडंडेंट डेटा? इट इज क्वाइट हेक्टिक. आपको एक एक देखना पड़ेगा कि कौन सा रो में करेक्ट से सेम डेटा आ रहा है. अगर 1000 रिकॉर्ड है तो हाउ टू चेक इट? इट इज हाईली डिफिकल्ट टू चेक दैट रिडंडेंट डेटा. देन हाउ टू रिमूव दैट रिडंडेंट डेटा? कैसे रिमूव करेंगे? एक सिंपल सा ऑप्शन बताता हूं आपको. से कंट्रोल ए, सेलेक्ट करिए इसको, अगेन क्लिक ऑन डेटा, डेटा पे क्लिक करिए और यहां पे आइए, देयर इज ऑप्शन कॉल्ड एज रिमूव डुप्लीकेट्स. देयर इज ऑप्शन कॉल्ड एज रिमूव डुप्लीकेट्स. क्लिक करिए इस पे. there are multiple options by which you want to remove duplicates. For an example, there is some id kind of thing. आपको आईडी, सिर्फ आईडी जो रिपीट हुआ है उसको ही डिलीट करना है, तो वैसा करिए। या पूरा डेटा सेम है तो ही डिलीट करना है, तो आप सभी कॉलम्स को चेक रखिए। इफ यू वांट टू डिलीट द डेटा that is completely same in nature in all the columns, then you are supposed to select all the columns. अगर पर्टिकुलर कॉलम में रिपीट आ रहा है, अगर वो डिलीट करना है तो आप पर्टिकुलर कॉलम को ही सेलेक्ट करिए। मुझे क्या करना है, मुझे कंप्लीट डेटा तो जो रिपीट हुआ है, कंप्लीट इंफॉर्मेशन दैट इज रिपीटेड बाय द यूजर, आई वांट टू डिलीट दैट। अगर होगा तो हाँ, नहीं होगा तो आई विल इंसर्ट एंड अगेन अगेन आई विल शो यू। सो से ओके, check this. 3 duplicate values found and removed, 28 unique value remain. It means अपने डेटा में 3 रो ऐसे थे, those are duplicate in nature, so automatically this will remove. अगेन कंट्रोल जेड करता हूं, ये देखिए 33 रिकॉर्ड दिख रहे हैं यहाँ पे। अभी कौन से 3 है मुझे नहीं पता, आई डोंट नो, एंड दैट्स व्हाई दिस ऑप्शन इज हेल्पफुल, बिकॉज व्हेन यू डोंट नो, let the tool help you. Just select control A, data, remove duplicates, say okay. ठीक है, सिंपल ऑप्शन है। चलिए और थोड़ा आगे चलते हैं। देन माय नेक्स्ट प्रॉब्लम इज ये वाला, दिस इज माय प्रॉब्लम। डेटा आई कैन नॉट प्रोसेस बिकॉज बीच बीच में कुछ यूजर ने डेटा फिल ही नहीं किया है, डेटा। व्हाट इज द सॉल्यूशन? एक एक सेल पे जाइए, से नॉट एप्लीकेबल, दूसरे सेल पे जाइए, से नॉट एप्लीकेबल। कितने सेल पे जाएंगे ऐसा? ऑब्वियसली इट इज वेरी टाइम कंज्यूमिंग इन नेचर, because if you are assuming thousands of records in there in your Excel sheet, you don't know where is your blank space, right? Then how to solve this problem? Very simple option. Say Control A, select करिए पूरा, then go to Home, then go to again Find and Select. But here you are supposed to go to Spatial. Click Find and Select, go to Spatial. There is option called as blanks. कैसे जाना है देखिए, पहले सेलेक्ट करिए कंट्रोल ए, देन गो टू फाइंड एंड सेलेक्ट, देन गो टू स्पेशल्स, देन गो टू ब्लैंक्स, से ओके। वंस वी डू दिस, ऑटोमेटिकली जितने भी ब्लैंक स्पेस है वो क्या हो जाएंगे, सेलेक्ट हो जाएंगे, जितने भी ब्लैंक है। एंड इन ऑल द ब्लैंक स्पेस आई नीड टू इंटर एन ए, मुझे एन ए इंटर करना है। आपको कुछ ब्लैंक स्पेस रखना है, ब्लैंक रखिए, कुछ और डालना है वो डालिए, जो भी डालना है वो यहाँ पे लिखिए। एंड क्लिक कंट्रोल इंटर, just don't say enter, say control enter. Once I say control enter, check na, जितने भी होंगे सब जगह पे क्या आएगा, नॉट एप्लीकेबल। अगर आप बोलेंगे सर मुझे यहाँ पे नॉट एप्लीकेबल नहीं, 0 चाहिए था, तो क्या करेंगे फिर? इसी को सेलेक्ट करिए सिर्फ और वहां से बोलिए एंड क्लिक से 0, कंट्रोल इंटर, ऑटोमेटिकली नंबर की जगह पे एन आएगा, 0 आएगा। I have just shown you one of the examples. You can use as per your need. Okay? ये मैंने सिर्फ एग्जांपल बोला है आपको। अगर आपका रिक्वायरमेंट है मुझे एनए डालना है, अगर किसी का रिक्वायरमेंट है सर मुझे यहाँ पे जहां जहां नंबर वाला फील्ड है वहां पे 0 लिखना है, तो क्या करेंगे? सेलेक्ट करिए, अगेन गो फाइंड एंड सेलेक्ट, से गो टू स्पेशल, फिर ब्लैंक, अगर ये ब्लैंक होना चाहिए ऑब्वियसली, देन से ब्लैंक एंड इंटर 0, क्लिक कंट्रोल प्लस इंटर। एट द एंड यू आर सपोज टू क्लिक कंट्रोल प्लस इंटर, कीबोर्ड पे कंट्रोल प्लस इंटर प्रेस करिए, देन ओनली दिस इज गोइंग टू वर्क, अदरवाइज दिस इज नॉट गोइंग टू वर्क फॉर यू। ठीक है, दिस ऑप्शन इज डन। चलिए ये वाला तो इजीली सॉल्व हो जाएगा आपका। ठीक है, अभी ये वाला मेरा प्रॉब्लम है। मेनी टाइम दिस प्रॉब्लम ऑकर्स, आता है ऐसा प्रॉब्लम कि कुछ वैल्यूज नहीं है इसीलिए ये इनकरेक्ट दिखाता है। आइदर यहाँ पे 0 करिए तो सॉल्व हो जाएगा, या फिर अगर आपको 0 नहीं करना है, ऐसा रखना है और फिर भी इसको सॉल्व करना है, तो कैसे सॉल्व करेंगे? यहाँ पे आई हैव ऑलरेडी पुट अ फॉर्मूला, यहाँ पे मैंने फॉर्मूला लगाया, and that's why this value is not present, it shows error, but I want to handle this error. How to handle this error? यहाँ पे क्लिक करेंगे, say if error, फंक्शन का नाम है if error, ब्रैकेट comma. If there is an error, I want to show, आप यहाँ पे ब्लैंक दिखा सकते हैं या कुछ टेक्स्ट भी दिखा सकते हैं, राइट? ठीक है, आई वांट टू शो ब्लैंक. इफ देर इज एन एरर, डोंट शो एनीथिंग. चेक माय फंक्शन. इफ एरर, then my formula, comma, डबल कोट, ब्लँक. यू कॅन प्लेस एनिथिंग. जो भी आपका प्लेस करणार आहे, जे तुम्हाला पाहिजे ते लिहा तिथे. आता काय होईल, जिथे जिथे एरर येईल तिथे काय होईल, ब्लँक होऊन जाईल ते. आता आपलं इथे एरर आहे, तर काय व्हायला पाहिजे, ब्लँक व्हायला पाहिजे. खाली पण एरर आहे, दोन ठिकाणी एरर आहे. चेक दिस, चेक दिस. ऐसे कितने भी एरर हो गए आपके प्रोग्राम में, तो ऑटोमेटिकली ऑल एरर्स विल बी रिमूव्ड ऑटोमेटिकली. जस्ट यू नीड टू यूज अ फंक्शन कॉल्ड एज इफ एरर. इफ एरर नाम का फंक्शन यूज करिए. इफ एरर. ठीक है, यहां तक आ रहा है समझ में क्या चल रहा है? तो ठीक है, सिंपल सिंपल ऑप्शंस है. देखिए अपना डेटा हो गया अच्छा फॉर्मेट अभी. नाउ यू कैन प्रोसेस, नाउ यू कैन प्रोसेस दिस डेटा, बिकॉज दिस डेटा इज नाउ इन अ बिट क्लीन फॉर्मेट. जो जैसा जैसा मुझे प्रोसेसिंग करना है, अकॉर्डिंगली आई हैव क्लीन माय डेटा, राइट? बहुत सारा डेटा मेरा भी क्लीन हो चुका है यहाँ पे, इफ एरर वगैरह वगैरह वगैरह. अभी क्या करेंगे हम, अभी एक सिंपल सा ऑप्शन बोलता हूं आपको, दैट माइट बी हेल्पफुल फॉर यू. कि ठीक है, से कंट्रोल ए. नाउ माय डेटा इज क्लीन. I want to process my data. How to process? Simple. There is option called as insert pivot table. It is very, very important. Say select all your Excel sheet. Say pivot. Why you are supposed to use the pivot table? Very simple reason. But because if you are having 1,000 lines of data and you want to create automatic tables, because at the end you are supposed to create tables, and based on tables you are supposed to create graphs, right? This is your process, and based on graph you need to have a write up conclusion portion. So once you have a clean data, say pivot table, my data is selected and I will say new worksheet. Okay, okay, you will get something like this. But I want to have different tables. मुझे अलग अलग टेबल चाहिए. I want a count. I want a count of different departments. How many respondents are from big data department? How many departments are from cloud tech department? I want to have a number. Sum चाहिए मुझे. Sum कैसा निकालेंगे? Obviously, it is quite difficult to. Sorry, कहाँ पे गया हूँ? This one. ठीक है. Where is this one? How many students are there with big data department? How to give a count? It is very difficult. एक एक काउंट करेंगे क्या? ऑब्वियसली नॉट. अगर 1,000 रिकॉर्ड है तो कैसे काउंट करेंगे? नहीं काउंट कर सकते. तो सिंपल काम करेंगे. चेक दिस डिपार्टमेंट एंड आई वांट टू काउंट वैल्यूज. चेक दिस. क्या किया मैंने? सेलेक्ट एंड से वैल्यूज. उसको ड्रैग करके वैल्यूज में लाइए. यहाँ पे देयर इज ऑप्शन कॉल्ड एज वैल्यूज. दिस इज अ रो जो मुझे यहाँ पे चाहिए, and this is a values. It will give a count of department. So automatically I will get the count. आया मेरे पास count 28. You can cross check. हमारे पास कितने रिकॉर्ड्स थे? सॉरी, ऑब्वियसली 28 रिकॉर्ड्स थे. ऊपर वाला 2 3 ये है, इसलिए 28 रिकॉर्ड्स है मेरे पास. बिकॉज दिस इज 1 and 2. 30 में से 2 गए, 28 रिकॉर्ड्स है मेरे पास. सो सम इज 28 and this is my count. And based on this, just generate a graph. Generate a graph. Where is my graph? Okay, so I want to generate like this. Fine. Big data, cloud tech, operation strategy. कॉपी करिए, इसको वर्ड में लेके जाइए. टेबल को कॉपी करिए, वर्ड में लेके जाइए. इसको कॉपी करिए, वर्ड में लेके जाइए. वेरी इजी, वेरी सिंपल. In this way you can generate your tables very quickly, very quickly. For an example, I want to have a table with multiple things. सिर्फ डिपार्टमेंट ही नहीं, मल्टीपल वाला चाहिए मुझे. city. I want city in city मुझे कॉलम में चाहिए. चेक दिस. ऊपर में सिटी, लेफ्ट साइड में डिपार्टमेंट, एंड डेटा एज पर डिपार्टमेंट एंड एज पर सिटी, कंबाइंड डेटा, कंबाइंड टेबल. इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू फॉर्मेट दैट टेबल विथ सिंपल एक्सेल. बहुत डिफिकल्ट है. इफ यू यूज दिस ऑप्शन कॉल्ड एज पीहोट टेबल, इट इज हाईली इंपॉर्टेंट. अगर किसी को पता होगा, मे भी पता भी होगा सबको, आई नो, बट स्टिल अगर किसी को नहीं है, पूरे बैच में से अगर 2 लोगों को भी पता नहीं होगा, तो फॉर देम दिस थिंग इज देयर फॉर देम. Just select your data, say pivot table, and use this operations from here. Filters, columns, rows, whatever the data that you want to put, just drag this or select and accordingly put. अगर आपको डिपार्टमेंट इधर चाहिए और सिटी इधर चाहिए, जस्ट उसको ड्रैग करिए अकॉर्डिंगली. देखिए, दिस इज सिटी, दिस इज डिपार्टमेंट, एंड काउंट ऑटोमेटिकली कम्स. सेलेक्ट करिए एंड अगेन सेम इंसर्ट, and whatever the chart that suits this table you can insert. उसको कॉपी करिए एंड पेस्ट करिए. इजी है, वेरी सिंपल, एंड इट इज रियली रियली हेल्पफुल एक्चुअली. बहुत हेल्पफुल है ये. ठीक है, ये समझ में आ रहा है सबको? ये वाला सिर्फ इसके लिए हाँ या ना बोलिए. चलिए, ये समझ में आया सबको? है क्या? सब लोग है क्या? चले गए? ओके ओके ओके, वन सेक वन सेक वन सेक वन सेक. ओके, I find your problem. Actually, do you? I have mute you. You are not in a position to give me the answer. Okay, let it be. I'm not getting the option to unmute all, so no issue. So this is your Excel sheet, and from this Excel sheet, we are going to create these tables. Okay. So once we get, I think I should unmute someone so that where is the option to unmute all option? Is there anyone that is unmute now? Actually, I'm not getting the option how to unmute. Okay, rather than wasting a time, what I'll do is I will continue with the same, and then at the end I will unmute all. Okay, so this is the option for showing a PO table. So in this way, you can easily create your tables and your graphs. So again, I will give you very quick information. I think we are just remaining with 5 to 10 minutes, but okay, so many a time you are in a need to calculate mean, mode, median, standard deviation, or you want to apply several statistical tests like regression, correlation analysis, descriptive analysis, right? So these things will be really required for you, and many a times you will take the help of bulky tools like SPSS or any other tools, right? So at that time, So how to do that? If you want to calculate a mean of something, how to calculate a mean from your data, or you want to calculate a mode, standard deviation, variance. First thing I will clarify you here, like these things will belongs to the statistical portion, but I will only tell you the way. Okay, I will only tell you the way how to do it in Excel. For an example, you want to calculate everything, mean, standard deviation, mode, everything for this data आपको calculate करना है. How to do it? Calculate करना है. कैसे करेंगे? Simple करिए. Go to data. There is option called as data analysis. Click करिए इस पे. And there is option called as descriptive statistics. First, go to data, say descriptive statistics, click OK. It will ask what is your data, input क्या है आपका, कौन से data के लिए descriptive statistic चाहिए. So you need to select the data like this. For an example, from here, drag like this and say labels in first row. Labels भी लीजिए. And you want to display the output in new workbook for simplicity. And say OK. Statistical option. Okay, you need to select summary statistics. Okay, summary statistics and say OK. Check this data. फॉर ऑल, जितना भी डेटा था आपका सबके लिए स्टैटिस्टिक्स आ गया एक बार में बन के. उसका मीन, स्टैंडर्ड एरर, मीडियन, मोड, सब कुछ, मैक्सिमम, मिनिमम, हर एक कॉलम के लिए जितने भी डेटा था आपका, हर एक डेटा के लिए automatically descriptive statistic will be generated. Just you need to have an option called as data, say data analysis, select descriptive statistics, click OK and select your input. अगर आपको एक के लिए निकालना है तो एक ही सेलेक्ट करिए. सब मैंने सब सेलेक्ट किया इसलिए सबके लिए आया हो. एंड देन क्लिक लेबल्स इन फर्स्ट रो सो दैट यू कैन इजीली अंडरस्टैंड कौन से लिए कौन सा डेटा है. एंड जस्ट चेक समरी स्टैटिस्टिक्स. And say OK. Automatically in new worksheet you will get your result. पूरे रिजल्ट आ जाएगा आपका. ठीक है, पूरा एसपीएसएस की जरूरत नहीं है, एक्सेल में भी आसानी से कर सकते हैं आप लोग. For an example, you want to work on correlation, right? You want to find out the relation among different variable. For an example, if age is increasing, income is also increasing or not. If age is increasing, expenses are increasing or not. You want to find out the correlation amongst the different variables. Okay. For example, this is your requirement. So how to identify that? Simple option है आपके पास. Just click. What is our problem? You are going to find out the correlation analysis. You want to correlate. अगर एज बढ़ रहा है तो इनकम बढ़ रहा है क्या, या फिर एक्सपेंसेस बढ़ रहा है क्या, या फिर ऐसा हो रहा है कि एज इज इंक्रीजिंग एंड इनकम इज डिक्रीजिंग, वेदर दिस इज हैपनिंग, और वेदर एज इज इंक्रीजिंग एंड मोबाइल रिचार्ज अमाउंट इज डिक्रीजिंग, ऐसा हो रहा है क्या. यू वांट टू एनालाइज समथिंग. You want to have a relation among the multiple variables within your thesis. इस पे आपको काम करना है. How to do it? You need to identify correlation analysis. Just click करेंगे data, go for data analysis, and there is option called as correlation. Say OK. Then again it will ask for input range. If you want to have particular, अगर आपको दो ही करना है तो दो ही select करिए. I will select all so that automatically it will give relation among the all variable. Input range all. Label चाहिए so that I can easily understand. And new workbook. Nothing. Input range, I have selected all these four. Just say click label and say new workbook. Say OK. Check. Check this. 1 minus same you need to copy from this side. Okay, क्योंकि वो same है इसीलिए नहीं आएगा. If this variable, अब ये कौन सा variable था 22 वाला, that is my one ये वाला, because I have not selected actually. Once. ठीक है, this is our data. Say data analysis, say correlation, and input I will place here to here, या फिर इसको भी ले लेते हैं and label in first row and then say okay. Now it will show like age, what is the relation. So I have to fit column, I have to fit, wait, how to analyze, check this. If age, there is a relationship between age and income. Check age and income में क्या relationship है, 0.9. इसका मतलब there is a significant correlationship between age and income. That is called a positive correlation because value is 0.94. It means there is a strong positive relationship. अगर age बढ़ रहा है तो income बढ़ रहा है, right? This is a negative correlation, slightly negative correlation, like minus 0.03, and accordingly you can process, right? So this is how to do the correlation. It ऐसे बहुत सारे टेस्ट है लेकिन I think we are short of time now, so I will unmute you all to check me. Where is the option to unmute all? Actually, I'm not getting the option. Wait for some time. सगळ्यांना अनम्यूट करा, सगळ्यांना
आता ते अनम्यूट करू शकतात सर स्वतःच.
करू शकतात का? नाही, आपण त्यांना हे
हो.
केलेलं आहे, सगळ्यांना म्यूट केलेलं आहे आपण.
हा मी अनम्यूट करता येतं त्यांना. आता त्यांना म्हणायचं बोलायचं असेल तर त्यांनी अनम्यूट करायचं स्वतःला.
Okay, okay,
ठीक आहे, व्हायला लागलं आता.
okay, okay. I have done with my session actually because we are short of time. We are remaining with some portion, but I thought if there is some question you can raise.
वापस आ गया था.
Participant, if you have any question, you can ask the question to sir.
सर हेलो.
Yes.
सर सपोज अपने को ऐसे सेपरेट कॉलम में लेना है, जैसे कि सर नेम, मिडल नेम, फर्स्ट नेम वगैरह ऐसा, तो उसके लिए कौन सी फॉर्मूला यूज कर सकते हैं?
नहीं, आपका डेटा कैसा है उसके ऊपर है ना. अगर आपका डेटा कंबाइन है क्या डेटा?
हाँ, कंबाइंड डेटा है तो उसको सेपरेट करना है, मतलब स्पेस वाइज जो जहाँ पे
स्पेस वाइज करना है ना, तो वहां पे
हाँ.
डिलिमिट नाम का ऑप्शन है ना, डिलिमिट.
डिलिमिट. ओके.
डिलिमिट, ये देखिए यहाँ पे ऑप्शन है डिलिमिट. यहाँ पे टेक्स्ट टू कॉलम में जाइए, पहले डेटा सेलेक्ट करिए एंड देन टेक्स्ट टू कॉलम.
आले होते का सगळे घेतले?
Select your data and then go for
लक्षात आलं ना?
text to column.
आजचे दिवस आहे ना, दुपारची अटेंडन्स मेंटेन कर, मी शेअर करून टाक. एकदा आउट ऑफ टाइम झालं.
For an example, this is your data. Say text to column. This is option called a delimited. And from here, use space. देखिए यहाँ पे स्पेस नाम का ऑप्शन है, यहाँ पे स्पेस है। देखिए यहाँ पे बिल एंड स्मिथ अलग अलग हो गए यहाँ पे। देखिए यहाँ पे कंबाइन था, यही रिक्वायरमेंट है ना आपका? है क्या आप यहाँ पे? अरे देयर। So you can solve your requirement like this by using a function called as delimit. Anyone else? अगर कुछ होगा तो, otherwise we'll end with the session.
Sir, I think there are no any question for the participant.
ठीक।
So, sir, thank you so much as you delivered very good concept of an Excel, which helped to all the researcher to use the Excel for their data analysis also, or they can clean the raw data by using the different tools which are taught by you in today's session. On the behalf of HRDC, I thanks to you as you delivered the today's session in very deep way. Thank you so much. Now for the announcement for the participant, there will be a break for the 15 minutes. We will again rejoin after 50 minutes for the next session. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All the participant, there is an live streaming is also available. They can again refer the same YouTube. I will share the YouTube link for this session. You can again can be watch on the YouTube. All the sessions are available on the YouTube also.